All right, welcome everyone. This is Pamela Belem. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to be doing a pick a card reading on love and relationship, but a little bit of a twist where, of course, as we all know, um, Valentine's Day will be around before you know it. And I know it's trite, and a lot of people love it, and a lot of people are sick of it, and a lot of people see it as commercializing on love or capitalizing on love. And to a certain extent, I agree. I think I definitely did believe that for a very long time until one day I was able to just kind of view it more as just a day of love. So I personally don't fall into the category of person that goes out to dinner and gets like roses or gives roses. None of that. For me, it's really more about just recognizing the love in my life and being grateful for it. So it's sort of like a Thanksgiving slash Valentine's Day combo, which sounds like a nightmare to a lot of you, I'm sure, but to me, it's just the way I grew up. I grew up with Valentine's Day just being a big day for love, and that can be shown in many different ways. It doesn't need to be red roses or, dinner at some fancy restaurant. It could just be hanging out and playing, board games with someone. It could be a friend. It could be, your best friend, or it could be your partner, or it could be your mom, or whatever, whoever you're lucky enough to have in your life. So for me, it's more about a celebration of love. But as my mom always taught me, self-love is king or queen, depending on who you're speaking with. Self-love is where it all starts, right? That's where we find love and inspiration and joy, right? So I decided to kind of start off the month with self love in mind, as opposed to, will I have a partner by the end of the year? Or, are they thinking about me? None of that, which is fine. And that probably might come later on, to be completely honest with you, because it's just interesting and fun. But I thought I'd start it off with something that's a little closer to heart for me, which is self love. So, thank you for joining me. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Pamela Belen, and I am a professional tarot reader, or tarot advisor, as I like to call myself. I also practice different forms of energy healing, as well as being a holistic life coach. So you're in good hands, and I hope that these readings are helping you, because ultimately that's why I do them. I do them to help people. Um, and yeah, they might be group readings, but I get a lot of great feedback on how accurate they are or helpful they are, which is what I aim more for. Accuracy obviously is important, but for me, it's more helpful that it helps people, or not. It's more important to me that it helps people. If you can find some peace of mind or some answers in any of my readings, then I feel like I've done my job with this reading. So, all that being said, let's go ahead and do what we do here. We're going to do a pick a card reading. So, three groups here. There's one with the purple stone. Okay, so that's going to be group one. Then there's going to be the one with the reddish stone, reddish brownish stone. And that's going to be group two. And then finally, clear quartz. So, transparent slash white stone. This will be group three. So go ahead and find the group of cards that calls to you the most, and I will include a timestamp so you can go ahead and check out, go directly to your reading. And, as I will keep asking, please support. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That will keep me going. It'll let YouTube know you guys are interested in these readings that I'm doing. And I also love the feedback. I just like to hear how people feel about the readings. Did you get something out of it? Please let me know. All right, so on that note, I will start with group one, and I will see you at your reading. All right, hello, group one. I hope you're doing well. If you're looking for the group of cards that have the purple stone, then you are in the right place, also known as group one. So let's get started. We're going to do again a self-love reading. So things we love about ourselves, things that we're proud of, how to gift to ourselves, right? Because we don't really do that very often. We don't celebrate ourselves. And I think, I mean, for me personally, like I said, I know a lot of people find Valentine's Day to be pretty trite and commercialized, but I love it. I also view it very differently than, Hallmark. Do people even use Hallmark anymore? It's a good question. All right, so let's get started. We'll start turning the cards over now, and we're going to actually start with the placement of what do I love most about myself? So in this group, what are we looking at here? Okay, so there we go. So I feel like this card, well, I know this card to be a card of hard work, stability, security, patience, a person who's just really reliable. And I think that that's probably true about a lot of you who chose group one. I feel like you're salt of the earth kind of people, really down to earth, hardworking. You have no issues at all with waiting to see the return in your investment in regards to the work that you put in, whether that's in a relationship or whether that's in an actual job or, your home, whatever it is, whatever you undertake it with patience, with persistence, and with really hard work. So I think that's something I would love about myself, So that's something that you guys, or some of you guys in this group, love about yourselves. You love the fact that you're really just down to earth and hardworking and reliable people. You're probably, I would say also in this group, really good at taking care of the people that you love, of taking care of yourself, of making sure that your needs are being met and that the needs of the people you love are being met as well. You do whatever you can to make the people you love very, very happy. So yes, good thing to be proud of and to love about yourself. So I love that. That's such a great quality to have. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is, let's see, what am I most proud of in regards to accomplishments? What have you done in your life that you're super proud of, that every time you think about it, even if it happened 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it still makes you smile and still makes you feel really proud inside for having accomplished this thing. So what is that? All right, so here we're looking at the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is a very intuitive person, right? Male energy, a little bit older, a little wiser. This person has gotten really, really good at kind of tapping into themselves and just really figuring out what they need in life and how to manifest the things that they want. So this group, I would say there are some of you, hopefully a lot of you, or if not all of you, are really good at kind of like once you decide you want something, you really just, you focus on it and you think about it and you shape it in your head, and you guys are just like master manifestors, really, really good at just saying, okay, I really want this thing, or I really want this kind of relationship, or I really want this kind of job, or I want to create this kind of impact in my community. Whatever it is that you want, you just have a real gift for being able to manifest it through your focus, through hard work also, right? So now we've got here the fact that you're a hard worker and a patient person and just really reliable and stable. And then we also have just this spiritual, or this, this side of yourself where you just have this really uncanny ability to kind of, people might even think you have some sort of like special Aladdin's lamp kind of thing, where it's like whatever you really truly want and dream of, you make it happen. I kind of feel like there's a lot of people who admire you for that reason as well. So definitely proud of that. I don't think it's something that came easily to you. Maybe you've done a lot of meditating. Maybe you've worked on yourself quite a bit, whatever that means to you. and a lot of self-reflection, and you've gotten very, very clear on who you are, what you're capable of doing, and there's nothing that can stop you. I kind of feel like when you're really, really focused, there's just nothing that can stop you, which is a great quality to have. So congratulations, guys. All right, now we're going to take a look at, here we're taking a look at the kind of person that the people in this group are, whoever chose this group of cards. And now we're going to take a look at the impact you have in the world around you, right? So now with this third card, we're taking a look at how you impact the lives of the people around you. And don't pay much mind to the fact that I lifted this card up. I only tilted it a little bit so you guys could see it more clearly because the light is bouncing off that. So it doesn't mean anything other than I just wanted you to see how beautiful this card is, because she's very, very regal. This is the Queen of Pentacles, and she comes in this part of your reading where we're taking a look at how you enhance the lives of people around you, right? And I think you do it by being a really good role model. This queen is very, very regal. She's, I find it so interesting how they all have their eyes closed, they're focused inward, as I mentioned already. And I just feel like this, strength from her where she's, very, very good with money, which is why she's holding on to that pentacle. So she's kind of, and that's self-care too, self-love, to save her money. She's learned to save for a rainy day. She spends time out in nature. She's a real nurturing mother type, mom nurturing energy. And dads can nurture too, but in this case, it is a queen, so that's why I'm referring to a female. But I think that she goes through her life or through her world, and people see her as just being this person who's so confident and so secure in herself, and she's kind of secured her finances in her, I don't know, let's say, I believe queens and kings are usually in their, I want to say about 40s and up, maybe. So, this is someone who's worked really, really hard her whole life and, just really focused on the goals that she had, financial goals for herself or stability goals for herself, and she's reach them. And I think she walks through the world just feeling really like she's taken care of herself. She's met all her needs. And if she has someone else in her life that's helping her as well in meeting her needs, then that's great. But she doesn't need anybody. She's kind of got it. She's got her life exactly the way she wants it. And she's fully responsible for how great her life is right now. She made that. She created that. So I think that's a really good role model, right? Younger kids can look to this person and be like, wow, this person always had money to travel. This person, if her roof needed to be fixed in her home, which she owns, then, she was always able to pay for that, out of pocket, not have to pay little by little. And I'm not saying that financially it's the only way to be a good role model, but I think the confidence that comes with the fact that she created this security for herself, that is what you do, right? So a lot of you in this group, I feel like you're responsible types, big goal types, really believe in family, taking care of your community, and just doing the right thing and setting yourself up to win, So, and I think that's a great role model. What younger person wouldn't look up to someone like that and say, wow, I could be like that. If I do these things that this person has done, I can also secure my future, and that's pretty awesome. So I think you guys enhance the people's lives around you by simply being yourself, being the best version of yourself, and kind of setting that standard up for people who look to you and think, I want that too. Whatever that is, I want that also. So that's how you impact people's lives, is by just being the best version of yourself and showing people how great that is, right? How big of a difference you can make in the world around you, right? Like, it is possible to save money and own a home and feel stable and have, everything that you need and want, and to do that for yourself. Like, it's not about inheriting anything or, winning anything. It's about creating it, saving up, working towards it. All those things we're told to do when we're younger, and a lot of us don't. But these guys here, I feel like in group one, there's a lot of you that do follow that motto, I guess, in life. Okay, so the next card we're going to look at here is, what do you want most that you can give to yourself, right? So what do you want the most? And it could be an energy, it could be a literal, like, tangible gift, or it could just be a sentiment to hear a certain thing. Let's find out. So what do you want most in this world and that you can give to yourself? And it's love, right? Self-love. There we go. So that's, yeah. I feel like this is really, really important to you guys in this group. I feel like this this ability to just take care of your needs and love yourself and really see all the good you do in the world and how hard you've worked, and it's all kind of really sort of climaxed into this like incredible life that you have. So you're there. So this is great. I love this. In this group, I see a lot of like really hard work and stability and security, and just a great way to live life. Not setting yourself up to fail, but setting yourself up to like really not just have a secure life, but also enjoy your life. So I feel like you really love loving yourself, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I just feel like you really do. I used to have a friend that taught me one time, when you're unsure about a friendship or a relationship or a job or, buying something, you always have to ask yourself, does this honor me? Right? And that's a really quick way of knowing whether or not this is something you need or you don't. Right? And I feel like in this group, that's something you guys probably just were born knowing this and did this constantly or do this constantly. So you really just kind of surround yourself by things that honor you. All right, so just for fun, I kind of threw in this last card, which I'm going to turn over now. And this is just going to be just a fun little, it'll be kind of interesting to see if this happens in one way or another. But what's like a nice little surprise or a nice little gift that you can expect to receive soon? So whether it's for Valentine's Day or your birthday or just because it's Thursday, what kind of a little gift can you expect to receive soon? And let's take a look here. All right, so I see a gathering here, which is interesting considering the situation in the world right now. But I see a big community. So maybe giving yourself the gift of surrounding yourself with the people that you love, right? But maybe you can just do it on Zoom, right? Just do it online for the moment. Obviously it's always up to you what to do, but if you are going to meet up, make sure to wear masks and blah, blah, blah. You guys know the whole drill. We've lived this for a while now, but I definitely see like a nice little surprise. Maybe your birthday's coming up and, your friends and your family have gotten together to kind of give you a big Zoom birthday party, I feel like there's some kind of gathering here. I definitely feel like it's everyone loves you here. It's like one big family, even though they're clearly not all related. It's a big, big community here. Even the dogs come out to celebrate. This card is about abundance. This card is about family. It's about leaving a legacy behind. And that this kind of goes along with the whole theme as well, though, about creating a legacy. You've worked so hard, you've saved, you've kind of done it all right when it comes to finances and just life in general. But I think it's also kind of pointing to like just a fun little gathering of some kind. I'm curious to know what happens here for you guys, but I definitely see some kind of coming together of all the different people from different parts of your life kind of coming together to celebrate you in some way. So I don't know if there's a birthday coming up or if there's just a big celebration coming up. But either way, it's just going to, as you can see, everyone looks so happy in this picture. Everyone's happy, everyone's together. They're a little bit socially distanced just because, their arms are kind of out wide. But yeah, you know what to do. But if there is some kind of gathering, that would be kind of cool. And there you go. There you go, group one. Here's your self-love or your self-care reading. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, please, please take the time to support my channel. Please, I know it's new. Still working out the edges and all that. And trying to make it as great as I can make it, but feedback always helps. And I do get a lot of it in private, so direct messaging. So I do appreciate that, but I would love it if you subscribed, if you liked, if you commented. All of that would be really appreciated. Yeah, at the very least, let me know what you picked and whether it resonated for you or not. And that way I know what to work on, what to do more of, and what to do less of. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a great February. I'm posting every week, so I'll see you next week if you decide to join me again. And if not, take care, and I hope you have a great February. Bye. All right, hello everyone in group 2. If you chose the reading with this beautiful reddish brownish stone, I believe this is a red jasper, then welcome. You're in the right place. This is for group 2, and we're going to take a look, as I mentioned in the intro. Basically, we're going to just go ahead and take a look at what we appreciate about ourselves. You know, we don't take enough time to really kind of look at ourselves and be like, wow, I'm pretty badass. I did this. You know, I've done that. I've been here. I've helped these people. Like, you know, we always kind of want, when we're done with one goal or we achieve one thing, we're just instantly thinking about what's next. You know, and very rarely do we reflect back on what we've already done and pat ourselves in the back, you know. So not to the point where you're obnoxious about it, obviously, right? Nobody likes that either, but just recognizing, just really kind of being like, wow, I did that, you know, that's really special, and I got that done. So here today, I'm going to give you this opportunity, being the Valentine's Day month, and we're just going to start off the month by really just focusing on the most important relationship we have, which is with ourselves. So I pulled these cards here, and we're going to just kind of take a look at, you know, what's up, what's going on, you know, in regards to who we are, what we want, all these things. So, all right, let's take a look here. This is going to be, well, let's do it this way better. I think this will be easier way to read this spread. And it's a total of 5 cards altogether. And we're just going to look at different ways that we currently appreciate ourselves or love ourselves, or ways that we can improve that, right? Okay, so we're going to start off with what we actually like about ourselves. What do we love about ourselves? What do I love about me? Group 2, what do you love about yourself? Like, what is it that you can't deny yourself? Okay, so here we go. And this is the 4 of Pentacles, right? And the 4 of Pentacles is really about someone who's really in control, right? And I mean that in the broadest spectrum possible, right? So it's it could be anything from money, because, you know, the Pentacles do usually represent money, or just like the mundane, not mundane, sorry, just the like everyday life kind of stuff, right? So this could be also about your health. This could be about money. But I think that you guys show incredible willpower. So I think that's your superpower here. Group 2, a lot of you have the superpower of having serious discipline. You know, when you set your mind to, let's say, saving up and buying a house, there's just, you know, barring an emergency, there's really just no reason for you to spend your money. You know, you find the way to kind of do without things that most of us would not do without. So I feel like this is something very commendable, honestly, because it's not an easy thing to do, to kind of, you know, we see this lady and she's kind of like in front of this, looks like kind of like a shopping center or something. Let me bring this card up a little bit here, but it's kind of looks like a little bit of a mall or something along those lines, you know, a market, an outdoor market of some kind. And, you know, she's got her purse there and she's holding on to it. She's got her eyes closed. She doesn't even want to see, you know, she doesn't even want to be tempted. So she's really, really using her will to achieve her goals, right? Which in this case is to hold on to her money. So good for you guys. This is a great quality to have, to just be so focused on a goal or so focused on making something happen that you really, really, really work hard at holding on to what you have, right? And making do with what you have, which is not an easy thing to do in our world today. You know, we're such a kind of throwaway culture that we have, you know, that it's really rare to see this. So, you know, you're able to do a lot with, you know, the minimum. This is just someone who can create magic on bare essentials, you know, which is a really important quality to have in life, especially if you have financial goals. So I don't know in this group if you guys do have financial goals, but if you do, this is an excellent quality to have. It'll make achieving those financial goals much easier. So, all right, the next card we're going to take a look at is, what am I most proud of? So what have you done, group 2, that makes you so proud of yourself? It could have been something that happened 10 years ago, or it could have happened, you know, 5 years ago. And whenever you think about it, you're still like, wow, I did that. Like, I'm so proud of myself. And you actually feel that, that sense of achievement kind of in your chest, right? And there you go. This is another beautiful card, actually. This is one of my favorite cards, because this card is about inner strength. So I kind of feel like you guys might have gone through a really difficult moment in your life, or a difficult time in your life, or maybe your parents went through a really difficult time during your childhood that really had a huge, huge, huge impact, and you learned to become really, really strong because of that. And this card is obviously, you know, it's a strength card, so you obviously think about physical strength, which it can include, but this is really more about the internal strength that we need to get through challenges, you know, life challenges. It's really hard to not be resilient and get through things, you know, like big major events or big disappointments in our life in one piece, right? It's not an easy thing to do if you're not strong internally. So I feel like you guys here in group 2, there will be some of you anyways that will be feeling that what you're the most proud of is how strong you are. You know, mentally you're strong. Physically you may be strong. Also emotionally you're strong. I really feel like these are less tangible forms of strength. These are just like, and you may even have some skills or some artistic abilities or something along those lines too that you're proud of, and that you feel really strong in those areas of your life. But I really think this is more about just a personality trait you have that you really love about yourself. You just love the fact that, you know, you might be the person that everybody comes to for advice. All your friends kind of tell you everything because they know that you have great advice. You know, you've gone through a lot, you know a lot, and you're also very compassionate and loving. So I feel like that between the compassion and just the ability to really understand people's pain, people come to you for help because they really just trust your way of thinking, the way you give out advice. They just really trust anything and everything you have to say. So that's quite a special power to have, or influence to have, in the people that you love, right? So yeah, so that's what I would say. Your internal strength and your compassion towards people who need help. I feel like you have a lot of strength in that area of your life, in just helping others and kind of being there for them, being kind of a rock for them as well. So, okay, moving on to the next card. Now we're going to look at, you know, here we're looking at what we love about ourselves, right? What are the things about myself that I really am proud of and that I love about myself, or that I'm, you know, I take great pride in. And now in the third card, we're actually going to take a look now at how you enhance other people's lives, right? So it's not just about us all the time, right? Even though this is a self-love reading, it's also important to kind of see how you give, as well as how you give to yourself, how you give to others, right? Because we're not you know, individuals and just, you know, little, well, now we might be in little pods, but you know, and being isolated from each other. But usually you're part of some kind of community, whether that includes your bloodline family or not. We're all parts, we're all a part of some kind of community, some kind of group of people, and how you impact that group can also really impact the way you feel about yourself. So it's about helping others, but it's also about the way that helps you feel like part of something bigger than yourself, which is so important sometimes. So when we think about that, like how do you enhance the lives of the people around you? Let's take a look. Wow, so I feel like the people in this group really do have a huge impact, but it's because of your past. So I feel like in the past, you've just gone through so much, and I don't know what happened, but I feel like something happened that really taught you to be a rock for yourself, and you went through so much that you really don't want to see the people you love go through a lot of suffering or just a lot of like sacrificing or sadness or whatever it might be. So I feel like you really work hard at helping people get out of those ruts. Sometimes something really disappointing happens to us and then we get just kind of stuck in those thoughts of like, why is this happening to me? If only I had done this, this wouldn't have happened. I could have avoided this. We kind of beat ourselves up and we get kind of stuck in that mode of thinking. And I feel like you, though, group 2, a lot of you in this group, you really have this really strong ability to not get stuck there, and if you notice that, okay, I'm getting stuck in this thought, and it's a really negative one, or it's one where I'm really beating myself up, you really know how to shift it really quickly for yourself now. And I think that by doing that, you've actually become an example for others. So others who find themselves in a situation where they're feeling a little emotionally stuck, let's say, maybe someone broke up with them and now their confidence when it comes to dating is, in the dumps. Instead of letting them get stuck there, by being who you are, they admire you, and they also are motivated by watching you do you. So you're being this strong rock, and you're the one focusing on, okay, yeah, I was hurt, I kind of hit rock bottom, and now here I am getting back up again and trying again. So it's just this fortitude you have that really inspires the people around you. So you're not even really trying so much to be a role model, but you are one. So that's really amazing. People are watching you and they want to be just like you. They want to react the way you react, and they want to solve problems in their lives the way that they see you doing it as well. So you're such a role model that that's really quite special, especially if you have a lot of children in your life, right? Or people who need that kind of help, that maybe, who knows, people's lives kind of take them in different directions and they end up, maybe somewhere they didn't think they'd ever be. And then here you come and you show them, or you talk to them, or you listen to them. I think there's a lot of listening that goes on in the way you interact with others that helps them feel heard. And once they feel heard, they're able to let go of a lot of the stuff that's not working for them, like negative emotions or negative, self-talk. So you kind of have this, I feel like a strong sense of a lot of people in this group being the type of person who they've gotten themselves through such difficult circumstances that you're just so calm and so strong and such a beacon. And I feel like others are really moved by that, because you're a great example of what they can be if they just, get it together and kind of view things a little bit differently and choose to be strong. They can also kind of overcome really hard times in their lives. So that's really amazing. And it's really amazing to be that role model for people as well. So good for you guys. I love this. Really strong group. I feel a lot of strong energy here as well. So, okay. So, when you think about, let's say on Valentine's Day, right? The kind of outdated, but, still, I think surviving a little bit, the idea of the ideal gift being red roses or a nice dinner out or something like that. I'm going to ask you to kind of figure out, or, we'll see here in the cards actually is better said, what do you really want, right? So this is group 2. I'm asking you to ask yourself, what do you really want that you can give to yourself? So whether you're in partnership or not, that's, that's besides the point. The point is there's always something we can give to ourselves that we really want. What is it for you guys? So let's take a look here, and this card will be able to tell. All right, I'm only laughing because I see this card a lot of times as a symbol for peace and quiet. So this is someone who, maybe this is just the gift of being left alone for a little while, It's hard to be there for everyone else if you're constantly doing that, and I think you actually enjoy it. But the only way that you're going to be able to, sorry for the probably overused quote here, but the only way you're going to be able to fill your own cup is to kind of have that time by yourself where you can kind of reflect and kind of release a lot of maybe negative energy that you've picked up along the way, and you just need some quiet so you can reconnect with yourself. So I feel like this is a pretty straightforward answer here. I'd be so interested to know if this is true, if this resonates for any of you. But I really do feel that this is, someone who's mature, who's wise, who's able to kind of keep control of their emotions so that it doesn't get the better of them, right? So they're able to really be a little bit more less attached to their emotions during difficult times, right? But when it comes to this placement where we're looking at how can I show myself, what do I really want, and how can I show myself love here, or give this gift to myself? I mean, meditate, retreat, go into nature. If you can climb a mountain and reach the top, then do that too, As long as nobody else is around and you wear your mask, I don't see why not, But I feel like, learning about yourself, having some quiet time by yourself, I feel like those things are really going to rejuvenate you, and they're really a gift. They probably feel like a gift right now, because I feel like because of your strength, a lot of people do lean on you, and you enjoy this. You enjoy helping people, but you also need something to lean on as well. And I think you kind of charge your own batteries in life, so when you want to kind of regain your strength, or kind of just clear out all that, all this energy that you pick up when you're there for other people, you kind of need a little bit of alone time. So I think that that's really all that card is. Not that that's all the card is, but I think that's what the card is. So it's pretty straightforward. Find a quiet place to be by yourself, somewhere in nature would be great. So if you can do that, I highly recommend it. All right, and then just for fun, my last card here on how to show yourself a little bit of love this during this holiday season, this Valentine's Day holiday month. I just threw in a little card just for fun, basically on a nice little gift you can expect to receive soon, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. What kind of gift? Oh, well, that's nice. All right, so the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about fast communication. So you may be hearing about either something you've been waiting for, maybe a new job, or maybe something you ordered a while ago that you were really excited about getting, and then they had sold out. Now they're going to email you and just be like, hey, you can come pick it up. We got a new shipment of them or something. It's just going to be a nice little, I don't expect this to be a life-altering gift. This was just supposed to be like a fun little card that we pulled to see what kind of gift you can expect instead of red roses, unless that's your thing. If you love red roses, then maybe that's what you'll receive. Maybe you'll receive some red roses, So, but otherwise, this is really more about fast communication. So, or maybe a little air travel, which could go perfectly with this, by the way, this card over here, where you want some peace and quiet and kind of some alone time. You may be traveling somewhere close, because this is usually, not an overseas trip. This is usually just something domestic and not too far away, but it could definitely just be like a weekend in the woods or something, something where you can just kind of walk around and just regain your strength through nature. So, yeah, so that's not a bad gift at all, actually. These two cards down here make me think it might be a little weekend trip that you'll kind of gift yourself for Valentine's Day. So, all right, so there you go. There's your reading, guys. Group 2. Let me know what you think. Please support. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like my readings and you like this channel, please help support it. That way I know what I'm doing right and what I should do less of, depending on the feedback I get. And I do get a lot of feedback actually in private, but it would be awesome to also receive some in the chat. Is that what it's called? No. In the comments area. So otherwise, I will see you guys in about a week or so when I come back. As most of you know, I do post every week. So I'll see you, yeah, on Valentine's. All right, Valentine's week. Bye, guys. Okay, hi, group 3. If you chose the pile of cards that had this clear white-ish, clear crystal, I believe it's a quartz, clear quartz, then you are in the right place. This is group 3. And as I mentioned in the intro, this reading is going to be about self-love. So it's going to be in February, so it's, you know, that month. It's Valentine's Day month. And I just thought this would be a cool little ode, I guess, to the most important relationship we're going to have, which is with ourselves, right? Because that determines everything. It determines the way our life goes or moves, and the decisions that we make, and the way that we treat others, and the relationships we have with others. It impacts everything. So I think it deserves first place in the month of love. So let's go ahead. I'm going to just spread out these cards so we can take a look at different facets of this reading, basically. Wow, these are interesting cards. Okay. All right, so we're going to take a look at just the way, like what things we love about ourselves, things we're proud of that we've done, how we impact other people, and then we're going to just kind of take a little bit of a look at a potential surprise that we may kind of have coming our way. So let's just kind of throw these cards down. Just going to sling them right down. All right, so that's... no, let's do it this way better. I'm trying to think of how to make it more visually pleasing. All right, so here we go. So it's 5 cards. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and just start with what we love about ourselves. So what's the one thing, you know, we should love a lot of things about ourselves, but what's that one thing that you're just like, I am the boss because I am blank, right? Or X, whatever it is that it is for you. So group 3. Okay, so I see here basically you're seeing a family here that's working together, right? We're just going to assume it's a family. We'll never really know if that's true or not, but this card is really a card of like teamwork, you know, kind of working together with people and starting something new. So I feel like a lot of you in this group anyways, in group 3, I think there's a tendency to just be very, very social and work really well with others, right? So there might be a lot of partnerships, there might be a lot of friendships, you might be part of a lot of different communities. I feel like you're not just into socializing, not that there's anything wrong with that. I just don't think that that's what this group is about. I think this group is about being social, but also being active. So I feel like there's a sense of working with the people for the people kind of energy. So it's about like, it's not just about like, you know, watching, and this is me, so this is why this is not to judge anyone else. This is just me, but I love football, or soccer. And, you know, that's one kind of socializing, right? I'll sit down with my friends. Some of us have this, you know, we follow the same teams, and some of us don't. And there's just that back and forth, and it's a very social thing, right? Which is cool. That's a fine thing to do as far as I'm concerned. But that's not the kind of person I'm talking about here. In this group here, I'm talking more about a person who maybe volunteers their time to help feed the homeless. You know, so I see more of like a need to help others in a really, really powerful way, as well as working in teams. So there's like a socializing, but there's also like a there's a purpose to their socializing. It's not just to have fun. I'm sure they do that also. So I'm sure a lot of you in this group, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you guys are not fun and you don't go out and do your thing, but I think that that's not what moves you. It's not what you really love about yourself. I think what you really love about yourself is that you're very focused on doing the right thing to help out your fellow human beings. So I think that that's a beautiful thing. Maybe you work for a nonprofit, maybe you own a nonprofit, maybe you dream of starting a nonprofit. I feel like you spend a lot of your time probably volunteering. If you are a parent in this case, right? I kind of see, now that I've said that, I kind of see like a mom and a dad who have this child and they're trying to teach her how to work together, work as a team. Maybe they're creating this to give it to someone who doesn't have anything to keep them warm at night, So that's what I see here. I see a lot of purpose as well as teamwork over here. So that's actually quite beautiful. Group 3, I wonder if that resonates for any of you or a lot of you maybe. Okay, so next up, we're going to take a look at what you're the most proud of, right? So this is what you love about yourself, is the fact that you're making an impact on the world, right? You're creating change in a social way. But now, what is it that you've done in your life that you're so proud of, right? Something that could have happened 15 years ago or 10 years ago, but you still, whenever you think about it, you still smile and you just feel that sense of pride where you're like, oh, we did that, like I did that, So I feel like in this group, it would probably be we did that. But in the other groups, I mentioned more of a I did that, right? So an accomplishment you have. What is that? What is it that you're so proud of? Okay, so I kind of feel, so this, this is not, don't let the card disturb you in any way. But what I see here is that maybe in this group, we have this sense of like social responsibility. There we go. This is the term I was trying to recall and I just couldn't. But that's what I feel. I feel like this group's got a lot of people who just feel this social responsibility. To kind of make life better or equal for everyone, right? So anyways, I feel like when a lot of you anyways, maybe were younger, maybe you didn't have something, whatever that is, maybe enough food to eat, maybe a good school to go to, maybe you didn't have many friends or a lot of money, so maybe you couldn't dress like the other kids, or something along these lines, where I feel like there's some kind of something where something fell short. That's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like something fell short. So maybe there wasn't enough food in the house or enough money in the house to get certain things that other kids took for granted. And you know what it feels like to be kind of stuck that way, to kind of not be able to enjoy your life as freely as other people as well because of this thing that you lacked. That's actually what I think drives you to help others in need. So maybe, some of you in this group here do have that sense of wanting to help others because maybe you got help that you weren't expecting to get from other people who had more than you, or maybe you didn't. And that's what made you kind of think like, when I grow up or when I get older, as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to help people who, whatever that is, who don't have enough to eat, or who, can't attend a certain school, or whatever it might be, right? So I think you're really proud of that, and you should be, because I feel like it's probably a self-promise you made a long time for yourself, and now as an adult you actually do it, so it's not something that we say like, one day when I grow up I'm going to be an astronaut, as opposed to when I grow up I'm going to make sure that I'm one of those people that helps, that makes a difference in the world. So, and you've kept that word. So I feel like a lot of you in this group do go out and volunteer, or you don't even have to volunteer to make a difference in the world, right? Maybe there's that one person you see every morning when you're walking to the train to work every day, and maybe you buy them a cup of coffee every morning, right? Or you look them in the eye, whatever it is, where you help them feel seen and heard. That's so special sometimes to all of us. It doesn't have to be someone that sleeps on the street. It could be anybody. So that's a great reason to be proud of yourself. Of something that you're proud of is kind of keeping your word to yourself, that you would be part of the solution instead of the problem when you got older, or as soon as you were old enough to do something like that. So that's quite beautiful, actually. I love that. Okay, so now we've looked at a little bit of what you love about yourself and then what you're proud of doing or having done in your life. Now we're going to take a little bit of a look over at how you enhance other people's lives. So the people that you know, I mean, with this group, it just sounds like you guys influence without even trying, you know. So, but I feel like there's always something we can learn about ourselves. So let's pull this next card and we're going to see how you influence people. Sometimes we influence people without even realizing it or trying. We're just living our lives. Okay, here we go. This goes actually perfect with everything I've just said so far. So I feel a very strong confirmation that I'm right about this group. Group 3. I feel like you're a bunch of big-hearted, just ethical people who just want to do the right thing and want to make sure that everyone's kind of, you know, equal to as, you know, as equal as we can be, right? So when it comes to like financially or something like this, you know, make sure that everyone can eat, make sure that everyone has a warm place to sleep, so on and so forth. So again, I feel like over here, I'm looking at a person who really wants to make change in the world, right? That doesn't want to just be social, but through being social, creates change in the world because they've gone through some really hard times and they know what that feels like, so they want to change that for people. So they go out into the world and do their best to help as much as they can. So now with this card over here, we're taking a look here at a card of hard times in the past, right? So hard times in the past and kind of slowly moving back into somewhat of a normalcy in their life. So, you know, and in this case, I would, you know, if we're going to continue with the example of someone who doesn't have enough to eat, maybe this person, you know, someone in this group anyways, there's this sense of, oh, let me lift this. I had to do this in the last reading also, just because the lighting in here doesn't let you really see the card. But okay, so that has no significance. It's just a way for you guys to see the card more clearly. So with the Six of Swords here, what we're looking at is lessons learned, having gone through something really hard in your life and overcoming it and finally coming out into something better, and having learned lessons to make sure you don't repeat these events in your life. So this kind of ties in together here, right? So it's kind of like, you know, you've become the person that you are today that you're very proud of, because you also kind of, you know exactly what it feels like to be like that, to be in some sort of need. And then here it kind of depicts it again, right? So maybe by being around people who have also gone through what you're going through or what you've gone through as well in your past, you've become a role model to these people because they see you now as not the person who needs the help, but the person who's giving the help. So, yeah, so what I see here is that you enhance other people's lives by just being yourself and doing what you do, by, you know, living your life the way you want to live it and by giving back. I kind of feel like that giving back part is the part that really gets people inspired, and it makes them kind of, you know, quote unquote, want to be like you. You know, they kind of want to be that person too who kind of overcomes hardship, lifts themselves up, and then inspires others to do the same. I mean, that's just such a beautiful thing, right? It's all really about community. This is such a strong community feel to this reading. So, yeah, so that's how I would say you impact people. You may not even be trying to impact people. You're just trying to do what you think is the right thing to do. And by doing that, you are inspiring so many people that are watching you. Be really curious to know if this is resonating for a large amount of you or in this group or just, you know, a couple of you. Either way, I just think this is such a, I'm looking at a really special group of people here. Be kind of curious to see if this really resonates for a lot of you. All right, so the next card we're going to look at now is if you, like, what do you really want, right? What do you really want that you can give to yourself, right? So, you know, when Valentine's Day is around, the gift, like the gift, quote unquote, is usually like some red roses or dinner or something along these lines. But I'm not looking for something cliche. I'm looking here for like, what do you really, really want? It could be, an experience. It could be to hear certain words from a certain person. It could be to see a certain person. What do you really, really want? If you could have any gift on Valentine's Day, what would you get yourself, right? And let's see what you guys have to say here. All right, so here we're looking at the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is action. So wow, this is really like, for me, just really flowing. So I kind of feel like I'm on the money here in regards to interpreting these cards, because what I see here is this fire, this really like strong desire for action. So if we're going to stick with this prototype of a person here that I think I'm seeing, I believe I'm seeing, we're looking at someone who's very action oriented. So probably here I would say that what you really, really want is you want to see some changes happen in the world. This person's looking out into the ocean, which is, it's infinite, right? It feels infinite sometimes, especially when we're looking at it in this angle, like this person, we can't see the other end. We can't see any ends. We only see everything that's in front of us. So I would say that what you guys in this group really, really want and would love to give for yourself is action. So I don't know if on Valentine's Day you're going to do some sort of special fundraising work, I would say, or just something you're passionate about where you can give back in that way. Or you might want to go surfing. I don't know if that's... I don't know why that just popped into my head, but yeah, maybe you just want to go to the beach. Maybe you want to go, it's cold out now, but depending on where you live. But if you're somewhere warm, why not? Why not just kind of hang out in nature and just kind of renew your energy, just kind of give yourself that gift of just some time in nature alone to just kind of relax, and just... we can get really depleted when we're giving to others. So sometimes the only way we can really kind of renew that sense of feeling like ourselves again, or just like we hit the reset button, is spending time in nature. So this could also just be very straightforward and just be kind of a call to spend some time in nature doing something you love, right? If you love to surf, do it. If it's swimming, jump in there and swim, like... I feel like there's a sense of just wanting to maybe restore your energy or recharge on your own and somewhere naturey, whatever that is for you. So if it's a beach, great. If not, the woods, anything, whatever it is you feel you need. Okay, and then our last card is going to be, it's just a fun little card I threw in, which... let's see if it happens or not. But basically, I just kind of wanted to pull one last card to finish the reading, and it's gonna just kind of tell us a little bit about potentially a nice little gift that you can expect. A little surprise. Although if you know about it now, it won't be a surprise. So let's just stick with the word gift. What's a little gift that may come to you from the universe, or from your higher self, or from your mom, or your sister, or your husband, or whoever, right? Someone that's going to get you something. What's potentially a nice little gift that you can expect to receive soon? All right, and it's some downtime, or some what's that called? Aerial yoga. So if you're a big yoga fan, maybe someone will get you some classes at an aerial yoga place near you. I think they're starting to open up in the city here. So it's not completely impossible, but maybe that's what you'll be getting. But I feel like this is really more about, again, with this one here, I feel like it's a sense more of just kind of having some time to relax a little bit and just kind of hang out, maybe do nothing. So you might be maybe feeling a little bit burnt out. Again, I feel like the people in this group, in group 3, might be very sensitive people, emotionally sensitive. So we get depleted. That I put myself in that category also, because I'm this way also. I want to give and give and give, and then suddenly I'm like, I feel like a wreck. right? And the only way that I can really feel better is to spend some time alone, and usually with some music. That's how I recharge. But yeah, I feel like there's a sense here very, very much for yourself, how to show yourself a little bit of self-love. Just kind of hang out, just chill a little bit and do nothing for a little while. You do so much the rest of the time. I think it's perfectly acceptable for you to do nothing for a little while until you're feeling like yourself again. And spending some time in nature. I think that that's another key thing here. But either way, what we see here is someone who kind of needs some alone time and you know, to not do much and then just kind of replenish a little bit. So, all right, so that's group 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment. Please let me know what you picked. Let me know what you think about this reading. I'm really, really curious about whoever picks it, what they think about it, and how it resonated for them, if it resonated for them. You know, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Please support. It's a new channel, and you know, it's hard for me to know what's working, what's not, unless you guys tell me. So that way I'll know what to do more of and what to do less of. Okay, so with that being said, as many of you may know, I do post weekly, so I will see you next week, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful February if I don't see you until next month. All right, bye.